have to buy that tank.
And he's also driving on World Finals 18, which also doesn't look that. Of course, kind of crook in the air too, so that was kind of realistic
I'm sorry,
as well.
I don't have enough
Here's where
money.
Bobby again, though, as he goes right for the center jump. Got kind of a little bit disadvantage. See the wheelies on landing.
Blocksworld was a profound game. Much like Roblox, you could make games, publish them, and let people play it all over the world. Then you also had models, which were objects that you, the player, made, like buildings, people, cars, etc., and sell them for in-game currency. Much like Robux, Blocksworld had coins, but they also had gems. You could use those coins to buy models to use in your world, like, for example, if you wanted to buy a building and use it inside of your world, you could. You just went to the models tab and bought it. You could also buy blocks, because blocks to build are limited, so you could either buy more blocks or get Blocksworld Premium. The thing about Blocksworld Premium is it was like PlayStation Plus. There was basic, better, and best. Basic gave you basic blocks like squares and triangles, and there were other blocks like motor blocks, which would make blocks spin, and they were considered action blocks, and etc. The second one gave you an infinite of all blocks in some textures, and then the third one had the same, but you would get free coins every month, a free coin bonus for a 1-year membership, no publish cooldown, which was how many worlds you could post in one sitting, model discounts, and terrain templates, aka different biomes for the world you would make. The thing about Blocks World that made it different from Roblox at the time was its social media mixture. Probably like, social media? What do you mean by that? Let me explain. When you made a world, you could like it, rate it, favorite it, and dislike it. For every rating, you would get coins, depending on how good they rated it. And if they really like your shorts, games, or other random stuff, we got a follow, which was the main thing of Blocksworld. The most popular creator at the time was 808 Nom Nom. He was a duck. He got his models on bestsellers and his worlds on what's hot, which is like most engaging in Roblox. After a couple years, the game started experiencing toxicity. Remember how I mentioned 808 Nom Nom? But there was also 303 Nom Nom, who was accused of copying 808's content, threatening to take over Blocksworld. And this was just a start to an era of toxicity. People like Too Fast For You started doing the same. And people also started posting nude games on Roblox. Did I say Roblox? Blocksworld. Swearing at people, attacking other creators, hacking the game, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we got an error called Error 505. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this has happened before, but it was never this long. Like, Error 505 was just a tiny error where you would regularly, come back in a week and it would be gone. But this time, it was different. Now, Error 505 was an area where you couldn't publish anything, play any games on what's hot, or buy any models. So, as I mentioned before, it would supposedly go away after a week. But it didn't. It stayed there for months on end. And slowly, the model tab where you could buy models just didn't appear anymore. And the game didn't appear either. Slowly deteriorating, people just decided it was over. But some people still had faith, coming back every single day to see if the error was gone. But of course, people started rumoring that they just abandoned the game because they couldn't handle all the toxicity. And they just gave up on the game to save money for the new game that they were making, Second Life. But again, many people still had hope. Even so, people were so devastated. Then it disappeared on Steam and iOS as one of the most nostalgic games ever. But all of a sudden, Blocksworld 2, a fan-made version, was made afterwards. But it wasn't as active as it was before. No one played on it as much. That was because the fan base wasn't as big anymore. And the game was technically still abandoned. But growing with the game seeing blocksworld at its happiest, at what truly made the community shine, was what made everybody happy. Even though many people weren't experienced in making worlds, that was the fun part. Playing games from your favorite creators, watching shorts from your favorite creators, playing those dumb games from 5-year-olds that made you laugh hysterically. But to this day, the nostalgia still hits hard. There's nothing quite like Bloxworld, and there never will be. I don't think I'll ever forget it. And that, my friends, is the legacy of Bloxworld.